Bumper cloud or cliff. Bumper cloud or
Where'd all the time go? It's starting to fly. See how the hands go, waving goodbye. No, I get so forgetful when I look in your eyes. Now she's walking backwards through a parade, and I'm stuck in the shadows, blocking the shade. There ain't no way to sweep up the mess that we made. She gets dressed up like a pillow, so she's always in bed. Flowers for the sick and dead. She's on the go, way too fast and way too slow. She'll turn the stone in hospitals and funeral homes. And when the fog rises, somebody sighs, and it's not in disguise anymore. There's nothing to keep you from falling in love. It starts at the bottom, it comes from above. Like pieces of a puzzle, like a hand in a glove. She gets dressed up like a pillow, so she's always in bed. Flowers for the sick and dead. She's on the go, way too fast and way too slow. She'll turn the stone at hospitals and funeral homes. And when the tide rises, somebody sings and it's gone in the blink of an eye. I wish somebody would've told me, babe, that someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
I was thinking about the band, I was thinking about the fans. We were underground, loading merch in that 12-passenger van, in a small club in Minnesota, and the snow outside of First Ave. I just wanted my name and a star. Now look at where we at, still growing up, still growing up. I would lay in my bed and dream about what I've become. Couldn't wait to get older, couldn't wait to be some. Now that I'm here, wishing I was still young. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would've told me, babe, that someday these would be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. 'Cause someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll
Wish I didn't think I had the answers. Wish I didn't drink all of that glass first. Wish I made it to homecoming. Got up the courage to ask her. Wish I would've gotten out of my shell. Wish I put the bottle back on that shelf. Wish I wouldn't have worried about what other people thought. I felt comfortable with myself. Rooftop open and the stars above. A moment frozen, sneaking out and falling in love. Me, you, and that futon. We just begun. On the grass dreaming, figuring out who I was. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would've told me, babe, that someday these would be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. 'Cause someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of the good old days.
Never thought we'd get old. Maybe we're still young. Maybe you always look back and think it was better than it was. Maybe these are the moments. Maybe I've been missing what it's about. Been scared of the future, thinking about the past, while missing out on now. We've come so far. I guess I'm proud, and I ain't worried about the wrinkles around my smile. I got some scars. I've been a loner. I felt some pain and seen some things, but I'm here now. Those good old days.
You don't know what you got till it goes.
My senior moment was when Carter Fragola, in the middle of the show, tripped over a fence and did a backwards face plant into the ground, and he started limping off the field. Like, nobody was empathetic to him because he was being mean the rest of the day and before he tripped over the fence. So it was really funny because it was kind of like karma. Like, not the person karma, but like the thing karma.
Hey, my senior moment is when, at one of my first competitions, my crew went on was going to the field, right? But we actually showed up a whole performance early, so we had to stay quiet, embarrassingly, in the corner of the track. And then once it was finally our performance time, we went on the field. I just sat on my mic stand by myself, because Quentin Jacob Froman, for some reason, was on a prop and was assigned to a mic stand with me, so he wasn't there. Yeah, I set my trumpet down right next to the mic stand, as you do, and I went to pull the cord to plug it into the box, and I pulled it too hard, and it fell on my trumpet. And then I couldn't press down my second valve for that performance, and it was bad.
My senior moment is last year at a football game. Wrigley tripped and fell while we were marching, and I almost tripped and fell on top of her. And my dad got a picture of her mid-air.
Okay, my senior moment is back when it was my sophomore year, I believe. Everyone was still in band. Levi, Austin, Isom, everyone, right? So it's a normal day in the band room. Austin is sitting in a chair. Levi walks over, just rips the loudest fart you have ever heard in your life. I'm telling you, it reverberates around the room. Not good. Isom is standing about 5 feet away. He looks up with the most disgusted face I've ever seen on his face. It's like something along the lines of that. And we all just burst out laughing so bad, and we all just scattered, okay? In all the corners of the room except Austin. He stayed sitting in his seat. And of course the rest of the band was getting a little pissed at us because we couldn't stop laughing. They're like, it's literally not even that funny. But, they just weren't even there. They didn't get it. But it was a good time.
My senior moment was freshman year. It was the first competition we were at, and I was walking backwards, talking to my friends, and I turned around at the last moment and tripped over a fire hydrant. It genuinely was like a cartoon. I hit my knee and I flew over it, right? And I was in so much pain, it was already starting to bruise. And okay, I didn't go to middle school with the rest of you guys, so I never knew Mr. Alloway. So the first time I met Mr. Alloway is he was standing near our buses saying hi to people he knew. And he came over and picked me up and took me over to the buses, and Mr. Harbaugh's wife is like a physical therapist, and she was like trying to like bandage my knee because it was like bruising, it was swelling really bad, and she didn't have anything, so she took tampons, unwrapped the tampons, and then took them off of the stick and then made like a makeshift like gauze around my knee. And I like, for the rest of the competition, I was like limping and like with a bunch of tampons wrapped around my knee. And the worst part is how embarrassing it was, and also the fact that Kyle and Alex saw the whole thing and just laughed at me and didn't even ask if I was okay.
My senior moment was whenever we were staying in the hotel for BOA this year, my senior year, and we were playing Fortnite on one of the TVs on Parker's PS5, and there was this old guy in the game chat, and we were talking with him, dude, and this guy was so funny. He was sitting here making fun of all the people we were playing against and just cussing like a sailor. It was great.
My senior moment is whenever Kyle and I started dating, and the day after we came back, it was a Monday, and Olivia told basically everyone, and so then Miss Lechner knew, and then she gave me a look. She was like, "Stop recording."
My senior moment is in Mellow Christmas this year when we ordered canes. They gave us the wrong order, and there were only 3 of us, so they gave us 100 pieces of chicken, 50 pieces of toast, and 2 carry-out boxes of sauce. So we get to eat that.
My senior moment is whenever, I can't remember what competition it was, but we were all on the bus, and then we collectively decided to play Among Us, and it was getting heated, and it was a lot of fun.
My senior moment was in sophomore year. We were on the jazz band bus, and I believe I was talking to either Liam or Caden Rezabek, and the bus was a little bit loud, so we were having a little bit of difficulties hearing each other, and I remember asking Caden how his day was, and he said, "Wait, what do you mean I'm not invited to your wedding?" Because somehow, some way, that's what he heard.
So my senior moment was actually this past year. For BOA, it was the first year that we stayed over, so we had hotel rooms. And so my hotel room was pretty chill. It was like Quinn Logan, one of Cap City's drum majors. But then what happens is, what was really funny was that the door next to us was like Harper and Kingston. And so we just like opened the door and just like hung out. And throughout the night we had a group therapy session. Logan broke their faucet. Harper clogged their toilet, so he came over to our side and used the toilet. We celebrated when the Yankees lost the World Series. We also had we played board games like in the morning and throughout the night. And I used their coffee machine because our coffee machine was broken. It was interesting. It was fun.
My senior moment is my freshman year. We were at Lafayette for a competition, and me and Haley and Noah were laying under the buses, which, looking back at it, wasn't the smartest thing to do. But we were just under there chilling out, watching a movie, waiting to perform. And we were also like antagonizing the other bands. We would like whistle at them or yell, and it was just like really funny because they would look for us, but they couldn't find us. And then finally, someone from the other band spotted us and went, "Hey, they're under the bus." And then Mr. Isom, he came out of nowhere and he's like, "If I find anybody under these buses, you're all gonna be in trouble." So we all scooted like more under the bus towards the middle, and Isom just started popping his head under each bus looking for people. And then he finally got to our bus, and he looked under and he was like, "Busted, get out. You gotta go."
My senior moment is my freshman year. My saxophone wouldn't play, and we found my marching gloves in my saxophone.
My senior moment was whenever we made a percussion pyramid at Battle High School, and nobody was still. We were all falling down. Yeah.
Okay, so at summer camp, especially this year, on water breaks, we started doing this thing where we would have a moo off. We'd get on the ground and then act like cows and moo at each other. And whoever was the loudest would win, and it was like, tournament style. But Isom did not like it, and he kept getting mad at us. And then we'd also, during water breaks, do like bear races where we'd get on all fours and run across the field. Very band kid of us, but Isom, he got really mad and he was like, "What are you guys doing? This is your break. You're not supposed to be getting exhausted." And it was like, yeah.
My senior moment is when, like, last year when we went to Mizzou, we had to do something with, like, our thumb with the rifle, and I didn't catch it, and it went flying to a senior at the time, and we started laughing at each other.
My senior moment was this year at BOA, my senior year, and it was really emotional. The practice in the practice room before was when the emotions started getting really high, and everyone was crying, all my friends, and it just made me cry even more. And then I kind of got locked in for the performance, and it was very cinematic because at the very end of the performance we pull the little tissue thing out of our thing, and I just started bawling my eyes out, crying, because it was just such a good performance and I was so happy with it.
My senior moment was jumping over Ethan, and then I ended up spraining. Well, I don't know what I did to my wrist. They don't even know what happened, but I was in a splint for like a few weeks, and I had to do marching band. I can jump over Ethan. My mom had to help me eat ice cream after I got my splint. My mom helped me eat ice cream in the car. She was driving with one hand and holding my ice cream, my ice cream with her hand, and I was just eating from it. And then getting on my tuba was awful. It was annoying. Me and Ethan got into a couple arguments, but she's still my friend.